very easy. I'm going to introduce you today. I like to propose that we do about 3 minutes meditation together. Okay, that's to learn just to learn about our thought, about our emotion. But before that, okay, I like to suggest how we are going to sit. I want to propose that we sit in a circle. Okay, in a circle. Can you sit in a circle like this? Come here. No. You come here. You start from here. No, you don't look up like this, a circle like this. Yes. Semicircle. Okay. Can you move this way? Okay. Good. Very good. Okay. Okay, yeah, please. Okay, first thing we're going to introduce ourselves, okay? I'm going to introduce myself and then we go this way. I'm Oxford, Seattle. I come from Oxford, originally from Burma. I've been in Oxford for 20 years. I did my PhD there and I'm a fellow over there, okay? And I also have a monastery in Oxford, serving partly the Oxford University and the university chaplain as well.
My name is Min. I'm from
Can you just say your name and your grade? Okay.
I'm in grade 9.
Hi, my name is Weonka. I'm in grade 10.
Hi, my name is Minmon and I am in grade 10.
Hi, my name is Minye. I'm in grade 10.
Hi, my name is Ted and I'm in grade 9. Hi, my name is Thierry. I'm in grade 10.
Hi, my name is Maha. I'm in grade 8.
My name is Wathan, sophomore college.
My name is Lynn, and I'm in 12th grade.
My name is Caitlin, and I'm a junior in college.
I'm Alan. I'm in grade 10.
I'm Anna. I'm in 12th grade.
I'm Kathy. I'm post-college.
I'm Tat. I'm in grade 7.
My name is Kong. I'm a freshman in college.
I'm Corey. I'm in grade 5.
I'm Nellie. I'm in grade 10.
Hi, my name is Ken. I'm a freshman in college.
Hi, I'm Tiffany. I'm grade 9.
I'm Nicole, and I'm a 12th grader.
I'm Teza, and I'm in 8th grade.
That's fine. Okay. And you?
Hi, my name is Matthew. I'm in 10th grade.
Okay, thank you. So welcome all of you to this discussion. I'm not going to say many things about Buddhism. I just would like to tell you that something you already know. That the Buddha is not God. He was born a prince, and he actually focused on human experiences, how we can live better here in harmony and peacefully. How we can make progress without infringing on others, without causing harm to others, and how to protect ourselves at the same time. And he sees the best way is non-violence, respect, and to with each other. So please come forward. Okay. If you want to join the girls here, are you okay there? Okay. If you don't mind, can I ask the parent to back off a little bit? Move back a little bit. Okay. It's okay. It's okay. No, you totally need to move. Can someone, okay, maybe 2-3 people, it's okay. Can I ask maybe 3 volunteers to bring some books here? These books on the table? Yeah, 3, maybe two volunteers. 3 volunteers, okay. And just see, thank you. Do we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9? We have 14, 15 altogether. Okay. Before we do anything, the Buddhism is about DIY, the do-it-yourself. Okay, DIY. That means for some people who would like to rely on the outside agent, that could be a disappointing message. But for people who would like to rely on themselves, who would like to challenge themselves, who have the I can do attitude, actually this is a very positive message. Okay, if you want happiness, yes, you invest something for this. And that's something, according to the Buddha, is about mental training. We have to train everything. Okay, sport, sciences, arts, music. We have to train everything. In the same way, this is from Harvard Business School. It's a review. Okay, mindfulness is the word that you're going to get to know a lot as you grow up. This is about emotional intelligence. So what I usually talk to people is how do we know what's happening, okay, with our emotion, and how do we control them? So we usually call it self-awareness and self-regulation. Can someone volunteer to write these 2 words? Anyone? Can you wait? Okay. One is self-awareness. Can you write down mindfulness first up there as the title, mindfulness? Okay, good. And then okay. Maybe we need some 1 L. It's a 2 L. Let me check it. It's 1. It's okay. Self-awareness. And then just on the same line, self-regulation leads to self-regulation. Self-regulation. And another line, can you write social awareness? Okay, thank you. Please go back to you. Okay, self-awareness is that you know your feeling, and you know your thought. whether you get upset, whether you're agitated, whether you have fear, whether you feel threatened, or whether there is some feeling of jealousy inside, okay, you know it. And the first instrument to actually manage this is not to blame yourself. When you have negative emotion, not to blame yourself. Number one. And number two is not to justify it. Because if you justify it, you're going to let it out on someone. That you are right to have this, to get angry, because of this, because of that. You have all the reason to take it out on someone. So never justify your anger, and another one is never blame yourself, meaning you don't suppress it. Then we have to recognize this feeling, this anger, frustration. Growing up, sometimes there's a lot of frustration. Okay, I have been in your place. Okay, so we call this mindfulness as non-judgmental mindfulness. Non-judgmental mindfulness. Remember this word, non-judgmental. Not to judge good or bad of your feeling, instead just to recognize it as it is. Then after you have recognized that, what do? You can direct that energy into something positive. Into positive. Meaning you have to practice thinking good things about positive things. If you are agitated, sometimes, okay, with your sibling, then what you have to do is, okay, you recognize your anger, and then breathe in, and after you calm yourself down. After that, once, okay, you have calmed down to a certain degree, you should think of something good about your sibling. This is when you quarrel. This is not about ignoring the fact that you're quarreling. First you have to accept this. But then to allow yourself to be overwhelmed by this anger, this frustration, that will lead to a bigger problem. That's why we say this. So I'm going to write down 3 There's 3 R: register, release, and return. Register, this is about acknowledging your feeling, acknowledging your emotion. Okay? Acknowledging your emotion. But we can't do this straight away. We have to stabilize the mind first. And the way to do that is to observe our breathing. And in the tradition of Mahasi theology, you can see his portrait here. Some of these people, they study with him. Okay. We observe tummy, the tummy rising and falling. When the tummy rises, we observe rising. When it's falling, when you breathe out, we observe it falling, rising and falling. To make it easier, when your tummy is rising, you can count 1, 2, 3. When you breathe out and your tummy is falling, you can say 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, out breath, you count more. Out breath, you count. Because people when they get very stressed out, or when they have a shock, they don't breathe. And when you have a lot of stress in the exam, you don't breathe regularly. You don't have enough oxygen supply to your lung. So it's very helpful to learn how to breathe. In exam, if it's very stressful, just remember, give yourself half a second, maybe half a minute, and then also you're breathing half a minute. It's nothing, but it can mean a lot. It can mean a lot. Okay? So we are going to meditate together for 3 minutes. Anyone has got a mobile phone so that you can time it. Can you time it? Okay, but don't start it yet. Okay, don't start it yet. First, I'm going to instruct you. Sit, straight, like this, but relax. Okay, sit straight, but relax, and relax your shoulders, relax your head. Okay, and look ahead, and then just close your eye lightly, not tight, lightly. And now start breathing deep and slow, deep and slow. As you breathe in, your tummy rising. You can count 1, 2, 3. As you breathe out, your tummy falling. Count 1, 2, 3, 4. Don't try very harsh. Just normal, relax. Okay, now you can start. If your mind wanders, just acknowledge it. Wandering mind, this is wandering mind, this is wandering mind. If you feel bored, simply acknowledge that this is boredom, this is boredom, this is boredom. If there is agitation, just label that. This is agitation. This is agitation. Don't ignore that, and don't justify that. Breathe in and out, slow and gentle. focus.
It was great.
Okay. Did your mind wander? Did you acknowledge it? Okay, what about you?
It was relaxing.
Relaxing. Okay. Okay.
It's good. Focus better.
Good focus well. Okay.
It was hard.
Could you focus on that? Did you count?
Yeah.
Okay. What about you?
It was calming.
Okay.
It was pretty good.
Okay. Okay. You can come here. And you. Okay. Okay.
I kind of like feel like I want to yawn, but I was just ignoring it. I was just tiredness.
Yes. I didn't get to that point. When physically, when you're tired, when you're exhausted, what you have to do is to acknowledge this and to be careful not to fight with this, not to fight with tiredness, and not to ignore that either. You know, as Charles Darwin said, fight and flight. If you do that, you're actually making it worse. So we should be looking at our tired body and exhausted body with compassion. With compassion, and just to breathe, gently, slowly, gently. Remember, some people they fight with their own body. Some people they fight with their own mind, with that anger. Or if they find it very uncomfortable, they will suppress it, not acknowledging it. So acknowledging with compassion. Remember this. You could follow the breath. Okay. And it's all. Okay. Was it very long? Was it very long? Did you feel it? Sometimes, we don't always feel the time in the same way. Sometimes 5 minutes is too long. But sometimes it's not enough. These are the judgmental mind. Okay. You feel relaxing?
I was settling in when the alarm went off, so.
Were you thinking about the alarm? No. Okay. What about you?
It was very calming, but I was concerned about the timing.
Yes. If that happened, we call that anxiety. We have to acknowledge that. This is anxiety. This is anxiety. It's time-related anxiety. If I tell you that you have to get home in 10 minutes, okay, I give the time limit. This is going to put stress on you straight away. Stress is all time-related. Yeah, I say, it's okay, you have 20 minutes, now you can relax. It's all time-related. So we have to learn how to relate to time. Did you do counting? Okay. Any automatic thought? Okay.
It was good. Started out calm, and then my mind started wandering to different ideas,
Mm.
and then eventually calmed down again.
Mm.
And then almost went off.
Yes. Yeah. The wandering mind. This is, we regard this as auto mind. We regard this as a meditation object. We integrate this into the meditation process. It's better not to judge it. Not to say, okay, my mind is wandering, I'm not doing well. You see, that's being judgmental. All we need to do is to register and to acknowledge that wandering mind. Fight and flight, meaning don't run away from your own mental behavior. Fight, don't fight with that either. What about you? How? Okay, relax. Okay. Are you? Okay. This is only 3 minutes. Okay, you can find 3 minutes any day. In the school, on the bus, at home. Okay. What's about you? Okay, soothing. Okay. Okay.
I found it very peaceful.
Peaceful.
Gradually, I started to be more conscious of my stomach movements.
The reason I asked you to focus on your tummy is the tummy movement, because when you are very stressed out, you accumulate a lot of tension here. So by doing this exercise, you're actually releasing a lot of stress. Did you have any wandering mind?
Yeah, but then I would just say focus on the fact that your mind's wandering, and that kind of brought me back.
Very good. The way we acknowledge it is that we try to acknowledge it as a third person, as if we are a spectator. Okay? But we are using a third person's description. This is wandering mind. We don't say, my mind is wandering. Okay? If you say, my mind is wandering, it's true that your mind is wandering, but to say your mind is wandering, that's too personalizing. And we have another aspect of looking at this, which is okay, to give some space, to create some space between us and that feeling. So by saying this is wandering mind. Okay? Was it that long? Okay. What about you? How many altogether? I forgot you. How was it? Okay. We have 26 people, okay? The 26 people, what I want to do for the next, maybe 15 minutes is you form small groups. You form small group and you just choose maybe one sentence or one paragraph. Out of this you discuss among yourself, and then you come and tell the group. Would that be okay? Yeah, it's a kind of some kind of thing that you're quite used to doing in school. So 26 people, one group. How many people we need? We need 3 people. Would that be okay? 3 people. Okay. How we are going to group? Maybe we just group 3 of you like this, and the next 3. Is that okay? For the sake of convenience and time saving. Or if you have friends in this, and you already determine in your mind, I don't mind if you want to group together. Okay? But I'm going to ask you to do like this. I'm going to ask the parent to move that a little bit further. I'm sorry. So you're going to be spending, okay, in different spots. Some of you can come here. Maybe 3 of you can come here. 3 of you, and choose one. Choose one book. Choose one book, and maybe please come and choose your own book, okay, and then start your work straight away. This is the Buddha's brain. This is for someone who is interested in science and mindfulness. This is also about mindfulness.
Are you alone? Anything you want to do.
Three of you can extend to come here. Can you
Put your in. Okay, down and nice. And you're in.
Okay. Pardon? Yes, yes, yes. Maybe one sentence, maybe one paragraph. Okay, one paragraph. Okay.
I would think it's religion, but I question a lot of stuff based in that science.
It's saying that we have attachment to ourselves, right? And how we really is. And in order to get rid of the ignorance of ourselves, is to accept the fact that nothing is changing, therefore we are always changing. So when something happens, when we get upset, right? The reason why we are so upset is because we're attached to the way that everything is and how everything is expected to stay a certain way. And yeah, but you have to accept the fact that the world is always changing, and thus if we learn to accept the fact that everything is always changing, we won't have this attachment to ourselves, therefore being happy.
Three more minutes. you. Thank you. I think it's now time for presentation. Time for presentation. If you can get back to your seat. Okay. Here's the microphone. Which group is going to start? Which group is going to start? Okay. We're going to share with each other. If you don't mind, if you can give me the privilege, I would like to share first. Okay. I'm in my own group. Not sure if that's fair. Okay. I have chosen this book. Wherever you go, there you are. Okay. And the author is John Khammai. He was a professor of medicine at MIT. Okay. Professor of medicine. And I was with him in Budapest last month at a conference, Mindfulness and Science conference. He told people that he has been meditating for 50 years. 50, half a century. Okay. This is from page number 3. It's called What is Mindfulness? I'm going to read out one paragraph. Mindfulness is an ancient Buddhist practice which has profound relevance for our present day lives. This relevance has nothing to do with Buddhism per se, or with becoming a Buddhist, but it has everything to do with waking up and living in harmony with oneself and with the world. It has to do with examining who we are, with questioning our view of the world and our place in it, and with cultivating some appreciation for the fullness of each moment we are alive. Most of all, it has to do with being in touch. The reason I have chosen this is because I like the last sentence. Mindfulness is about being in touch. If you are not in touch with your feeling, okay, you're disconnected, you don't quite know what's going on, so you are disconnected with your own feeling. Then all sorts of complications, other negative emotion can come in. One negative emotion can lead to another. If that happens, we can use mindfulness and acknowledge our feeling. This is happening. This is happening. Okay, this is frustration. This is low self-esteem. Or this is inability to forgive myself. Okay, whatever. We can observe that. We can just acknowledge that. We acknowledge that and we move our attention to something else, like to breathing, or maybe to the greenery, or maybe to music, maybe to drawing. Just move your attention to something else. But if you move it to breathing, that has the kind of effect that you have experienced at the beginning. With frustration, sometimes you have frustration with your parents. As you grow up, okay, you negotiate your way, your freedom, your independence. Well, if that happens, okay, you have to acknowledge your feeling here. And social awareness means acknowledge the parents' feeling. You don't need to say good or bad about their feeling. And you don't need to say good or bad about your feeling. Just acknowledge them first. And move your attention and come back, acknowledge it again. something like we play football, touch and go. Okay. If you do this, you will be able to do what is a self-regulation. Okay, thank you. This is from me. And which is the next group? Okay. One second. Can you give this to me? Thank you.
We have the book Altered Traits. Science reveals how meditation changes your body, your mind, your brain. So what we chose is at the end of the book. It starts off with a question: what if, by transforming our minds, we could improve not only our own health and well-being, but also those of our communities and the wider world? And then kind of the answer, when nurtured on a grand scale, these qualities, particularly kindness and compassion, would inevitably lead to changes for better in our communities, our nations, and our societies. These positive altered traits have the potential for transforming our world in ways that will enhance not only our individual thriving, but also the odds of our species' survival. So we kind of talked about how, working on these traits, kindness and compassion, through mindfulness in our own selves could help our health and our mental state, but then that also transmits out towards our communities and the people around us.
Thank you. I like the book. Okay, it's research. There are research findings from Wisconsin University where they invited meditators and then they put them in the lab and they got back. The second group, please.
I chose the sentence, mindfulness brings insight and wisdom, and the best way to increase your mindfulness is through meditation. I chose that sentence because why we just meditated was to be mindful about our body and what it was telling us.
Thank you. That group.
Okay, so the sentence we chose was.
Can you introduce your book first?
Oh, okay. You chose the book Mindfulness. Okay.
Emotional intelligence.
Oh, emotional intelligence, mindfulness. We chose the sentence, a first step is developing greater self-awareness, which is one of the needs for reflection.
And we talked about how, in order to reflect on yourself, you need to be aware of what you're thinking and what's going on with you.
You need to be aware of what you're thinking and what's going on with you. Very good one.
So we chose the book The Foundation of Buddhism by Rupert Gatton, and the chapter that we chose was Ignorant Attachment and Views of the Self, and we chose a paragraph. So I'm going to read it. The Buddhist critique of the notion of a self rests on the claim that we never in fact experience an unchanging self, and that there is therefore no reason to posit an unchanging self underlying experience. In other words, the idea that one exists as a permanent, unchanging self is born faulty reasoning based on the failure to perceive the world as it actually is.
This notion of self is born of delusion or ignorance, but there is another strand to the Buddhist critique, the notion of self, which sees it as intimately bound up with craving and attachment.
So we talked about it, and we discussed how we thought that basically just like this idea of being ignorant and attached to ourselves is because we can't accept the fact that the world is always changing and therefore we're always changing. So when something happens to us, we tend to get angry or upset because we're so attached to the idea of something staying the same. But if we learn to accept the fact that the world is always changing, then it'll be easier to dissociate from our negative feelings.
Remember, okay, remember the world is always changing, and even if you are frustrated, even if you have low esteem, even if you have negative feeling, okay, towards yourself, towards others, okay, remember, okay, this will change, this will change, this will change. Nothing remains the same. Thank you. By the way, I'd like to take some credit. The book was published by Oxford University Press. Thank you. The next group, please. Okay.
The book we chose was Mind Calm, the modern day meditation technique that gives you peace with mind. The quote we chose was, "It is your optimistic judgment and subsequent inner allowing of what is that is the cause of your good feelings. No person, place, or event makes you feel good, but your inner allowing does." And we kind of observed that nothing can really make you happy except if you accept it within yourself. So money can't make you happy. Whatever else can't make you happy except satisfaction. That's it.
Thank you. I'd like to gloss a little bit, okay, over what you have said. Ultimately, nothing that you get from outside can make you happy, except the change inside. And that change we call this inner peace. Okay? Inner peace leads to happiness. Yours, group.
Hello. We chose Why Buddhism is True by Robert. We chose the sentence on page 178. From natural selection's point of view, there's no reason for people to give much weight to a possibility. The possibility that niceness and goodness are largely situational, not dispositional properties.
It means not everybody is nice. It will depend on the situation. It's depending on the situation, it will be nicer. People are born good or bad. Nobody's perfect. It will depend on the situation.
Good, thank you. Thank you. Actually, we put stress on ourselves if we try to be perfect. So this is to accept the world, okay, as it is, this is what it means. Thank you. And the next group. I can see a big book in your hand.
The book that we chose is An Introduction to Buddhism, Teachings, History, and Practices. And the quote that we chose is on page 288. A layperson can distract himself from the realities of life and personal weaknesses with such things as entertainments, pastimes, drinks, and sex. We chose this quote because we found it relatable in our daily lives. Usually when we're doing work, right, we usually get distracted by the entertainments that are around us, and usually sometimes we get too involved in our pastimes and just distract us from what we're actually doing.
Very good. And do you think, it teaches you something about time management?
Yeah.
Self-discipline.
If we focus less on these pastimes and entertainments, we can focus on what we're doing and actually get our job done in a more efficient and effective way.
Thank you. Okay, the next group, your book.
The book that we have is called The Mind and the Brain, Neuroplasticity of the Power of the Mental Force. And we chose a quote from the chapter called, it's an opening quote from a chapter called The Matter of Mind. It's like a puzzling quote, but it says, "What is mind? No matter, and what is matter? Never mind." We interpreted this as that the mind, it says, "What is mind?" and no matter. So we thought the mind is not a matter, like it's not the tangible thing, but what is matter is either that we should never mind what the material things are the matter, or that that our mind isn't a matter, or it's. I don't. We chose it because we also wanted to question you. What is your interpretation of it?
I think this is a very good question, a very good quotation. Thank you for this. It highlights that there are two things that we call this body or human, mind and matter. Matter basically is the physical body, including the material outside, including the microphone and holding, including the book in your hand. Then mind is, the element that has the ability to perceive this, to feel this. In Buddhism, we attribute the ethical responsibility to the mind, not to the matter. Not to the matter. So this is to say that mind is more important, and we have to take care of this. We get up in the morning, we dress up this body, this physical body. We look after this physical body. We clean this body. We feed this body. We forget to feed the mind. We forget to clean the mind. So remember two things, mind and matter. Thank you.
So we're doing this book called Mindfulness, How to Live Well by Paying Attention. We chose a sentence, when each of us commits to the path of mindfulness, a pivotal point is reached in our life. So we interpreted this as, so when you become mindful in your life, you're not being automatic anymore. You're not a robot. You're doing your own decisions. You're not going down the road of emotions anymore. You're going down the path of mindfulness. You're effectively sort of stopping the wheel of karma and stopping it from controlling you, and rather you doing what you ever do.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay. All group done? One. Yes.
So we're done. It was nice.
Okay. Thank you. I think we're almost running out of time, but I'd like to thank you. I'd like to conclude this by introducing you to 1.5 minute meditation. This time is going to be different from the earlier one. The earlier one was about getting to know, thought or emotion, and then, not fighting with them, not blaming ourselves, to change negative habit into that positive one. What we are going to do now for 1.5 minutes is even more positive than that. What we're going to do now is called positive thinking emotion. We are going to be thinking something we are proud of. We have done and we are proud of, or maybe we haven't and we are proud of. Maybe you have done some good work in the school, at college, maybe this year, maybe last year, maybe in sport, maybe in music, maybe in whatever you do, or maybe at home, you manage to diffuse some tension, whatever, that you have done and you are proud of. Okay, you're going to be thinking about that. Maybe even swimming, when you swim and you really feel very good about yourself, just think about that. When you play football and then you win and it's okay, you feel very good about that. Just think about that. Okay? Just think about that. But thinking just about yourself, that's not enough. Okay? As this group said earlier, good and bad, they coexist. In the same way, in our heart, we have two wolves. The bad one and the good one. If you think negative about yourself, or about your friend, about other people, if you laugh at them, if you make fun of them, you're actually feeding the bad wolf in you. It will get stronger and stronger. In neurology, we call that amygdala. That's the old brain. You have exercised the old brain. When you do that, the good guy, the good wolf, is being starved. They don't eat the same food. Only when you start thinking something positive about yourself, about your mom and dad, about your sibling, about your friend, about your school, about your environment, only then you are feeding actually the good wolf. In times of important decision, okay, which wolf is coming out to help you make the decision, to help you go through this situation? It's the stronger one. The stronger one means the one who is well fed. So we have to ask ourselves, okay, how much time we spend thinking about positive things, feeding the good guy, the good wolf, okay, in our head and in our heart. Some people, they're very negative. What are you going to do with them? You have to feel their pain, feel compassion for them. Otherwise, they will affect you. You will be affected. The way to prevent yourself is to feel their pain properly. That's called compassion. But we don't have time for that now. What we're going to do is, you have 3 stages. Okay? 1, just think one positive thing about yourself. Number 2, just think one positive thing about your parents. Number 3, think one positive thing about one of your friends. If you still have time, start from yourself again. And then your mom and dad, and then your friend, okay? Going round and round like this. Would you mind setting up the time? This time is how long? It's 90 seconds. So just sit nicely, straight forward, okay? Your body straight, your head straight, look ahead. Breathe in and out, slow and gentle. Give yourself nice oxygen supply. Breathing in and out, slow and gentle. Now start thinking 1 or 2 things that you have done and feel good about it. Thank you. Okay, I think the time is up now. As mark of respect towards the Buddha, teacher, we may bow down together at the same time, and then if you like, we can have a group photo here. Okay, so we face the Buddha and we bow down together. Okay. Maybe we have one group photo here in front of the Buddha. If you can bring the book and put them together here, we will be grateful and tidy them. Some point, if you can come on to the street and sit in a row.